Welcome. My name is Dominus Rael, and today I wanted to talk about Mortal Kombat 2 versus Street Fighter and my thoughts on the trailers so far. So, a little history, I am not a fighting game guy. I just want to say that right up front before some Mortal Kombat scholar decides to come out of the nether realm to fatality me in the comments. I'm not a fighting game guy. I played Street Fighter back on the Sega a million years ago, and I played Mortal Kombat versus DC and then the Injustice games. That's basically my entire experience with both franchises. When I have played fighting games, it was usually for the story. Specifically, I'm thinking of Injustice when I say that because I don't know the full story of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. I'm the guy that button mashes every combo, going, okay, but what's the chronology here? What's the lore? That's definitely how I played Mortal Kombat versus DC when that game came out. I was like, who is Scorpion? Who is Sub-Zero? Who is Katana? Bayonetta? I'm like, I don't know who these people are. Bayonetta obviously is not really Mortal Kombat. That's a game I got to play sometime. Because I am a chronological order addict. It is a disease. Please pray for me. It's incurable. I've been stuck with this my whole life. It's been much, much longer since I played Street Fighter, but I still remember the bright colors and the weird characters. I always played the Indian guy with the stretchy arm punches. Just remember liking how fluid and weird his movements were. He's like Mr. Fantastic. In Mortal Kombat, I honestly don't even remember who I played because it hasn't been as long as the Street Fighter, but I guess Street Fighter was more memorable with the characters. The only game I ever really played was Mortal Kombat versus DC. And at that point, I was probably just picking Batman or Superman. I feel like I did the Joker too, because it's like, who wouldn't play as the Joker? I was a big Arkham fan. Anyway, because I am basically just a nerd. I've looked into Mortal Kombat a few times. I think at one point I did look into the chronology, and I think I'd heard that you could start with Mortal Kombat 9, but I've just never gotten around to it. I can't afford to buy every game and give up time to every series I'm mildly interested in. Especially when I've never really clicked with fighting games, not even Smash Brothers. I remember liking Smash Brothers 64 way back in the day, and I always would play Samus, who I didn't even know was a girl at the time. I just loved the gun arm, but I had no idea what I was doing. I was just standing there like, am I winning? Am I losing? How close am I to being blasted into the sky? Nobody knows. I still don't know. I mean, I played Melee like once. I'm like, how do you even know? Is it like the percentage? I have no idea how Smash Brothers works, honestly. I was super excited to hear about Sora getting announced, even though I don't even have a Switch. But yeah, that's my fighting game history. Hopefully, eventually, I'll get to play more games once I start that. Wait, that hasn't been announced yet. Anyway, that's my background. I'm not here as a hardcore fan. I'm not here as a lore expert. I'm here as a casual dude looking at these two upcoming movies and asking one simple question. Which one actually makes me want to watch it? And right now, Street Fighter looks way more appealing to me than Mortal Kombat 2. Not because I know Street Fighter better, I don't, but because Street Fighter looks fun. Mortal Kombat 2 looks like it's trying to convince me that it's ridiculous, spine-ripping, ninja demon tournament, very serious cinema. This is battle for the fate of the universe, the multiverse. And I'm sorry, as a casual, that is not what pulls me in. So I want to start with Mortal Kombat 2, the one that I'm not really excited for. I did watch the first movie. I said I was a chronology guy. I saw the movie after it came out. I don't remember anything about it that wasn't in the trailers, honestly. I remember Scorpion. I remember Sub-Zero. I remember people talking about fatalities. I remember the main character was not Johnny Cage, which makes me feel bad for that actor from the first movie, because now it feels like he got demoted by the concept of star power. I can't remember. Was he an original character? I feel like I remember hearing that, but I don't know the character, so I'm not even sure. And that's kind of the problem. Trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 looks like a movie that makes sense on paper. Carl Urban is Johnny Cage? Okay, that's cool. More tournament stuff? Yeah. More blood? I'm fine with that. Actual fighters doing actual fighting? I respect that. But I just have no excitement for it. And after seeing the Street Fighter trailer, it made me realize how much movie star energy actually matters. Because I know and love Carl Urban. Carl Urban is great. But outside of him, I don't know almost anybody in this movie. The only thing I knew the main guy from the first film from was Iron Fist, where he played a cool villain for like 12 seconds. And I was like, honestly, yeah, he's got a martial arts background. Make him Iron Fist. Sorry, Finn Jones. And yeah, this new one has the bald version of Jade played by the bald chick from that very questionable upcoming Naughty Dog game, I believe. Oof. And look, I'm not some Jade expert. I don't even know these characters. But I do know what she looks like. The canon has been violated. Even I know Jade isn't bald. No, that's just not part of her look. And look, I'm not even trying to be that guy who nitpicks every costume detail. I'm not a Mortal Kombat purist. But even I saw that and went, wait, isn't Jade supposed to look like Jade? That's the thing with this Mortal Kombat movie. It feels like it keeps making choices that might be defensible on paper, but they don't excite me. And honestly, it just kind of feels like more of Hollywood thinking that they know better and that they can create these characters and designs and reimaginings that are better than the original. Even as a non-Mortal Kombat fan, I can have frustration for the Mortal Kombat fans that are wanting a Jade that looks like Jade. I didn't want a Jake Skywalker. I wanted a Luke Skywalker, so I know what that feels like. I mean, maybe... was it Toddy Gabrielle will be good? I don't really know anything about her. I don't want to prejudge. But I just think that was a questionable choice. It's like every time they race swap a character and then say it's on the fans for being upset. It's like, just make it look like the character. And then even the saturation is a turnoff in that Mortal Kombat 2. I get that Mortal Kombat is brutal. I get that it's violent. I'm not against that. Every time a DLC character I like came out from Mortal Kombat 1, I'll watch the trailer. I'll watch the fatalities. I'll go, oh, that's disgusting, but it's cool. The Omni-Man fatality with the train. I love Invincible, so I thought that was really cool. I'm not squeamish about the violence. The issue is that the movie just looks dark in this boring way. I already have my issues with things like Game of Thrones and the darkness of film quality these days. I'm really not a fan of it, but that's kind of a whole other topic. The movie just looks dark, like we color graded all the joy out of every frame because this is a serious story. It feels grim. It feels self-serious. It feels like one of those movies that thinks being adult means nobody is allowed to have fun anymore. And yes, I did love Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, even though it was dark and serious. I didn't like Man of Steel though, so that's a hot take right there. Fight me in a Mortal Kombat tournament. But even that movie had a stronger operatic weirdness to it. Mortal Kombat should be ridiculous. It should be brutal, yes, but it should also be stylish, colorful, insane, and weirdly kind of fun. The trailer just doesn't sell me on that. The black guy, I don't know his name. Actually, it actually just came to me. Is it Jax with like an X? That just came out of the blue to me. I don't know his character's name. Sorry, LOL. Now I'm reading the notes. I have notes in front of me to remember what I wanted to talk about. But yeah, I think I did just think of his name. I think it's Jax. I think it must have come from the movie because I don't even remember him in the game. He's probably the second most appealing person in the trailer after Carl Urban. I don't know his actor, but he's actually got charisma. So he feels like a living being and not just this the Mortal Kombat, we must do this because it's a super serious fantasy story, and you got to take this serious. He has actual like fun to his character, and I just like that way more. And I do actually recognize when I rewatched the trailer, I did recognize the guy that plays Scorpion. I didn't even remember him being in the first movie. The first movie, like I said, I only remember the trailers. So if he was in the trailer, I don't even really remember the trailer, I guess. I haven't seen Shogun, but I mean, I'm interested in that show. I believe he's in that. But I did like him in John Wick 4. I thought he was cool. He seems like a cool guy. And he's barely in the trailers anyway, and he just looks like another serious character here. So I'm not super sold on. Get over here. That's what he says, Scorpion. But when everybody feels serious, nobody feels fun. And that's kind of my biggest issue. Mortal Kombat should not feel like homework. It should feel like somebody gave a bunch of maniacs magic powers and said, okay, now fight in the most insane tournament ever conceived by a 90s arcade machine. And instead, these movies keep feeling like they're embarrassed by how much fun the concept should be. That's my take on Mortal Kombat 2. It may be great. Fans may love it. I may be completely wrong about the movie. But as a casual, it does nothing for me. The trailer just doesn't... I feel like I'm never going to watch the movie, honestly. I mean, maybe if it were for content, I might watch it, but I have like zero, less -20 desire to watch Mortal Kombat 2, just to be completely for real. And it's nothing against Mortal Kombat, the game. If I was good at fighting games and I wasn't a button masher, I'd have something... I'd probably enjoy them, honestly. And I mean, I am open to learning the lore if I ever went back and played Mortal Kombat 9, 10, XL, all the different things. There's so much to get caught up on. But now I want to move on to Street Fighter. This is the one that actually surprised me. Going into the trailer, I basically thought, great, another bad video game movie. These always suck. But I was admittedly mildly curious when I saw the trailer drop because I had heard the cast announcements and they had actually impressed me. And it looked more colorful. So I was like, okay, this actually looks like the game that I have distant memories of. Maybe this will at least be dumb fun. So then I watched the trailer. And I was honestly kind of impressed. Almost immediately, the trailer won me over with the cinematography. The bright colors and the intentional over-the-top 90s atmosphere. The movie is telling you, we are not taking ourselves too seriously. We are just here to have some fun. We remember what this thing is. And as someone who barely knows Street Fighter, that matters. Because I know Ryu. I know Chun-Li. Or Chun-Li, I don't know. Maybe I don't know her. I remember Ken, once I hear his name. I knew there was a blonde guy in a red gi. I didn't know his name off the top of my head, but Ken Masters, I heard it in the trailer. And I was like, oh, yeah, I heard that name. I know there's the stretchy Indian guy, and then the big hairy chested Russian. I don't know all their names, but I at least can recognize them. And the trailer seems to understand that Street Fighter characters are supposed to pop off the screen. They're not supposed to look like 12 sad assassins standing in an alley. They're supposed to look like action figures from a fighting game universe where a guy can backflip kick somebody through a cement wall and nobody in the room says, how did he survive that? Is that medically possible? Cody Rhodes is the guy with the big hair. Immediately worked for me. I don't know WWE well at all. I mean, I remember like The Undertaker and Kane. That's the stuff that I remember. I did not watch it back in the day either, but I at least remember it. But I did recognize Cody Rhodes from Arrow because I used to watch Arrow until I quit around season 5 because of Supergirl. I got to watch things in chronological order. And by season 2 of Supergirl, I think it was season 2 or maybe season 3, I was just suffering. And once I quit Supergirl, I was like, well, they're going to cross over, so I can't watch any of this now. So then I just watched Gotham, which thank goodness because I loved Gotham. If Supergirl falls, the whole Arrowverse falls. That is how my infected brain works. And that is why I luckily got off the CW train before I hear it got even worse. I couldn't... Yeah. I saw a clip of Obama getting, like, kidnapped or attacked by as a kid, as a teenager, being attacked by Gorilla Grodd. I was like, oh my gosh, I am thank God I got off of this show. But yeah, that's why I know Cody Rhodes. And whenever I've seen him in interviews, he always seems like a nice, cool guy. I'm happy for him. He has that larger than life energy where I can believe he belongs in this kind of ridiculous, zany world. And then he backflip kicks a dude through a cement wall. And I was like, okay, sure. It's a movie. The guy ragdolls through the wall in this goofy kind of way, and somehow that sold the tone to me. This is not trying to be prestige cinema, and I'm glad. I can't stand the entitlement of these overbearing Hollywood films, these obsession with being art pieces. I just don't even see any of those movies, honestly. So just seeing this at least made me laugh. It made me feel like, okay, we're just here to have fun. And I am not going to be crying at this film. I'm not going to be worried about the geopolitical implications of Hadoukens. This is a turn your brain off, colorful, ridiculous fighting game movie. And honestly, in 2026, that sounds refreshing. Then there's this Asian guy with long hair and a beard that Ken seems to have tension with. I'm guessing that's Ryu. I don't know. I really don't know these characters deeply. Ryu's never had a beard, so maybe he shaves. But he seems cool. He had fun banter with Ken. He probably feels the most like a character who could have wandered in from Mortal Kombat, the movie version, because he's so serious. But it works here because you can tell he's playing the straight man to Ken and the absurdity around everything going on. And that's the difference. A serious character inside a fun movie works. A whole movie full of serious characters inside a ridiculous premise starts to feel dead. Street Fighter understands the contrast better, at least from the trailer. And then Cammy shows up. And up until that point, I did not remember Cammy or her name. And then she just appeared on the screen. And the name was in my brain. I don't know how. I don't know where that memory came from. It came from the depths of my soul, perhaps. Cammy appeared on screen, and some ancient Sega neuron in my brain woke up like the Winter Soldier hearing his trigger words. And I've got to say, in the year of our Lord, 2026, seeing that amount of accuracy in a female costume, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty crazy. I was definitely impressed. Not just in the, haha, attractive woman way. I know it sounds like I'm trying to be funny or just talk about Cammy being Cammy, but I'm actually serious. In an age where everything gets smoothed down, censored, redesigned, armored up, made practical, made grounded, made safe, made bland, seeing them actually commit to a recognizable cameo design tells me something. It tells me the movie has confidence. It tells me the movie is not embarrassed by the source material. It tells me this thing might actually want to be a Street Fighter movie. And that is refreshing. That's where the trailer officially transitioned into early 2000s video game movie territory for me. Like Mila Jovovich, Resident Evil energy. And look, those movies are not exactly sacred cinema. I know. I understand. But they were fun. They had confidence. They had that cheesy, weird, we're making a video game movie and we don't care if you think it's stupid energy. And honestly, by 2026, that feels like sweet relief compared to the bland, watered down, uninspired garbage that Hollywood is pumping out these days. Those Resident Evil movies made me a Resident Evil fan before I had ever even heard of the games. So they worked on me. And I could see the Street Fighter movie doing that for a lot of people. Some kid or casual moviegoer is going to watch this thing and go, wait, these characters are actually fun. I want to try the video games. That's what a video game movie should do. It should make casuals want to enter the world. Mortal Kombat 2, at least from the trailer, doesn't make me want to enter the world. It makes me feel like I need to watch a lore recap in a dark room first. It doesn't even really visually resemble the video games to me from what I've seen of them. Scorpion sure looks like his character, but most of it just looks like this grounded, gritty reimagining with a low budget, like it's a fan film, and all unknown actors. Meanwhile, Street Fighter makes me go, oh, I kind of want to see these colorful lunatics kick each other through buildings. That's better. Now, briefly, on Chun-Li. The biatch please was fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's one of those trailer lines where I'm like, okay, if the whole movie is not we cuss a lot so you should laugh, then I don't care. If that is the entire joke style of the movie, then I may have a problem with it. But one silly line, whatever. I've also heard people saying Chun-Li is too small and not muscular enough. Objectively, yeah, probably. Chun-Li is an almost unrealistically muscular female character. She's one of those characters where if you actually found someone built exactly like her, the internet would immediately accuse the movie of using CGI calves on the actress. So I get the complaint. But I don't really mind it. I think the actress looks capable enough. She looks like Chun-Li to me in the broad movie sense. And as the most popular female character in Street Fighter, as far as I know, that matters. Also, side note, while researching, and by researching I mean barely looking something up, I saw that Ming-Na Wen played Chun-Li in the original 90s Street Fighter movie. And I was like, wait, hold on. I love her. I've never seen the original 90s Street Fighter movie, but seeing Ming-Na Wen as Chun-Li immediately made me want to watch it. Not like that. Relax. I just love Ming-Na Wen. But yeah, that casting alone made me more interested in checking out the old one. And that's pretty much the difference between the two trailers for me. Mortal Kombat 2 looks like a dark, hard to see, overly serious fan film with a couple of cool actors and no fun. Not enough fun, at least. You got Johnny Cage, but you can't do it all off one actor. Especially one that, let's be honest, kind of feels a little old for the role, even with the actor Johnny Cage needing or meaning to be older. Street Fighter, meanwhile, looks like an over-the-top, spectacle-heavy, colorful, campy ode to cheesy old video game movies. And I know which one I would rather watch. Again, I'm not a hardcore fan of either franchise. I know just enough to embarrass myself in front of both fandoms at the same time. But as a casual, I think that actually matters. Because these movies shouldn't only appeal to people who already know every combo, every timeline reset, every arcade ending, and every lore retcon. They should make outsiders want to care about them. And right now, Street Fighter does that for me. Mortal Kombat 2 does not. Maybe Mortal Kombat 2 ends up being awesome. Maybe fans destroy me in the comments and explain why I'm wrong. That's fine. That's what the comments are for. Educate me, roast me, fatality me, and feed my algorithm. But based purely on trailer vibes, Street Fighter looks like it gets the assignment. Mortal Kombat 2 looks like it is still trying to make the assignment look respectable. And I don't want respectable. I want fun. So what do you think? Which movie are you more excited for? Mortal Kombat 2 or Street Fighter? And should I finally watch the 90s Street Fighter movie? Because seeing Ming-Na Wen as Chun-Li honestly got me pretty excited about it. Again, not like that. Let me know your thoughts below. Peace out, home slices.